Many of us have played two games without realizing we were on the way to becoming philosophical. One is called Animal, Vegetable, Mineral, the other 20 Questions. Both games consist in asking questions. However, that is not what makes them philosophical games. It is what lies behind the questions, a set of categories, a scheme of classification. Classifying things, placing them in this or that category, is a familiar process. Everyone does it at one time or another. Shopkeepers, when they take stock of what is on their shelves. Librarians, when they catalogue books. Secretaries, when they file letters or documents. But when the objects to be classified are the contents of the physical world, or the even larger universe that includes the physical world, then philosophy enters the picture. The two games, Animal, Vegetable, Mineral, and 20 Questions, are sometimes played as if they were the same game. That occurs when the first of the 20 questions to be asked is animal, vegetable, or mineral, in order to find out whether the object being thought of falls into one of these three large categories or classes of physical things. But only some of the objects we can think about are physical things. If, for example, the object decided on was a geometrical figure, such as a circle or a number, such as the square root of -1, or if it happened to be one of the Greek gods, such as Zeus, Apollo, or Athena, asking whether the object in question was animal, vegetable, or mineral would not, or at least should not, get an answer. The game of 20 questions, when it is not begun by asking animal, vegetable, or mineral, is concerned with discovering any object that can be thought about by any body. It is not limited to objects that are physical things. Of the two games, it is the more likely to engage us in philosophical thought without our being aware of it. To become aware of it, we need Aristotle's help. Classifying was one of the skills in which Aristotle excelled. Another was his skill in asking questions. Philosophical thought began with the asking of questions, questions that can be answered on the basis of our ordinary, everyday experience, and with some reflection about that experience that results in a sharpening and refinement of our common sense. Animal, vegetable, and mineral is a rough and ready, threefold division of things we find in the physical world. But we use the word mineral loosely, when we use it to stand for all the physical things that fall on one side of the line that divides living organisms from inanimate things, rose bushes or mice from sticks or stones. All inanimate things are not minerals, such as gold or silver that we dig from deposits in the earth. Some are rock formations found on the earth's surface or in its interior. Some are other forms of matter in liquid or gaseous state. In the category of non-living or inanimate bodies that is loosely covered by the term mineral, Aristotle would have us distinguish between elementary and composite bodies. An elementary body, according to Aristotle, is one that consists in a single kind of matter, gold, for example, or copper or zinc. In contrast, a composite body is one that is composed of two or more different kinds of matter, such as brass, which is a mixture of copper and zinc. But for Aristotle, a more important distinction is the one that divides living from non-living things. What differentiates all living organisms from inert bodies, whether they are elementary or composite bodies? From our ordinary experience of living organisms, we know that they all have certain common characteristics. They take nourishment, they grow, they reproduce. Among living organisms, what differentiates plants from animals? Again, from our ordinary experience, we know that animals have certain common characteristics that plants lack. They are not rooted in the earth like plants. They have the ability to move from place to place by their own means of locomotion. They do not draw their nourishment from the air and from the soil, as plants do. In addition, most animals have sense organs. The line that divides inert bodies from living organisms sometimes leaves us wondering on which side of the line a particular thing belongs. This is also true of the line that divides plants from animals. For example, some plants appear to have sensitivity, even though they do not have sense organs like eyes and ears. Some animals, such as shellfish, seem to lack the power of locomotion. Like plants, they appear to be rooted in one spot.